Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Final Circle, your one-stop shop for everything going on in Series E and the Apex Legends scene as a whole. My name is Y4SO. I'm your host. As always, excited to be here with you once again. We've got a lot to talk about today. A brand new patch coming up for Apex Legends, the coming season of the ALGS Pro League, and the preseason qualifiers that start here this weekend, and much, much more to discuss. So we'll get into that all here on the show today. Now, for those of you that may be new and don't know exactly what Series E is, I can break it down for you, okay? Series E is a professional Apex Legends open circuit that absolutely anyone can join. We have 9 squads that made it into this season either through our preseason qualifiers or based on their placement in Season 2 of Series E. All those teams have now been drafted and signed by our 9 partnered brands, and each player now makes $750 a month salary, as well as competes weekly for points and prize money every Tuesday night against other open squads, just like they used to be themselves, and then every single Wednesday against some of the best pros from all across North America. Now, if you and your squad want to get in on the action, head over to matchareno.com/ESA right now to sign up, or if you're watching the show live, you can just use ! sign up in the Twitch chat. Now, for our schedule every single week, we're live on Tuesday and Wednesday, kicking off at 4 p.m. Pacific time right here at twitch.tv/esports arena for our shows. Tuesday is open night, Wednesday is pro night, and then we're here for Final Circle every single Friday at 5 p.m. Pacific time to break down everything over the last week. So make sure to clear out your schedules. You're not going to want to miss it. Now let's start with the latest week here in Series E. It was Splash Week, and coming into Tuesday night, Team Splash was trying to close the gap between themselves and Team Pop-Tarts, who currently controls the final spot safe from relegation for the season, being 4th place. The gap was not large, I believe only 32 points coming into this week, so Splash had a huge opportunity during their sponsored week to try and jump ahead of Pop-Tarts. Meanwhile, other squads are trying to chase down Team Intel in first place, and Intel is trying to build off of a strong lead and a very, very good season. So let's see how all the action broke down on Tuesday night. It's Splash Week this week.
Faster pace than this, but all these teams playing this extremely disciplined. Big grenade right there as Blueberry is just going in. I've been so impressed with his movement overall. Just look at the way that he's going in and out of that bubble.
You can see exactly why. Playing for Jungle Gym, controlling space with that caustic as well as Duke gets challenged, but Lion will fall. Instant turnaround onto the next member. They've got the barrels down, trying to heal up throughout all of this.
I like this play. He's going to go drop down with the thermite. Has Light Sergio fairly weak, but that is a battery going in on over towards the back. Skittle Cakes with the L-Star, though. There's still a chance. Force is still full shields. Coming in with the flank, almost getting the knock out of the give. He's able to. Skittle also hits the heal. There it is. Team Intel, basically with the 2-on-3.
It has to be careful on that 1v3 peak, but the rest of his team has fallen suit, and now they are in there with him. It's going to be ASC losing out on Brandon, and now Team Razor will easily clean up this squad, but here's Rockstar with the third party coming up behind them. The armor swaps were not fast enough. Crummy getting the first knock on to Mr. Hakulo. Now the things, the domino upon the cells, and now they pop that barrel, they pop the bubble, and they push forward here, and they've almost got the knock, and Human's the first one to fall. Intel's gold back res as well coming in from Dupe, and Skittle Cakes just gonna go ahead and take the peek by himself. He's got the L-Star to finish him off, and Team Intel are about to get the back-to-back wins here in Series E. The playoff of right now, but it's Team Pringles who have nothing here. They're getting pushed from all sides. They got one knock. Actually, 2 on the other side to reset out for them, but are the third party showing up? It looks like Team Cheez-It are involved in a fight of their own, so they cannot put inside here. Forced into that corner for now, but Skittle Cakes and Verholzer drop down low. It's Dupe that's the healthiest member, and the only member still up now is RCO. Getting some punishment here. Bubble res to get one member back up, but that is not going to be a gold back res. Defensive bombardment down, and now Dupe is going to be left to try and survive for as long as possible throughout this. And he yeah, the ring was pressuring them, but here's the drop down now. Applejack's bringing this down to a 2v2. It's all up to Blueberry Smalls, though, but the defensive bombardment His gut barrels are almost all extended on the others. As the first push comes out, he tries to clear that barrel. They lose out on one on the other side. Shosusuke is the one that falls, and here comes the full push. Scissors falls. And Dome Lion just covering that hallway here, and there's one actually stuck outside. White armor, easy crack. That's going to be Nemusona going down as Pop-Tarts now have the numbers advantage. They'll be able to push forward. It's just going to be L-Star.
I'm pretty sure for Razor that there's only 2 people that are inside of that eggshell, so if they can get in there, they're going to be in the next zone. Curious to see what they decide that they want to do. Is save Sin is going to go down. Alternator in Verholz's hand is up to Verholz, and he's also going to have to win this, then fend off the third party. He's used to playing Valkyrie, so he knows those plays that are coming through. Akula, who's been on fire with the finish. Baby Tuli's there as well, and that should be it. Razor taking the game. That game number 4 was their opportunity to continue, to try to rise up in that cumulative leaderboard. I don't think they're going to lose this 2 versus 3. Looks like now it's a 3 versus 1, as both those kills going to go on over to Kupski.
Yeah, now they have purple armors to play off of as well.
Start side when you're sitting in that 4th, 5th area. Now comes the flank coming through. Z Davis has been looking so strong with the L-Star. He has to get out of dodge, though. Shuts the door, throws the bubble to watch his back as well, and then pushes right back into his team so they can try to finish this off and get...
Thermite connecting onto Sushi, and now here comes the full push out of Pringles. Team Cheez-It looking for the third party. Pringles only get 1 knock, and now Cheez-It, they smell blood in the water. They'll be able to finish this one off. Team Cheez-It bide their time. Who comes in to help out, taking out one member of RCO, but might have just been a third party from the Geyser area. As you can see, Perez is being hit up as JIN push the bubble. They get the re-knock onto Holiday. Jetski backs away for the rest of his squad to try and deal with his now quick armor swap as well. We'll be fighting over here, and it's going to be Blockbusters actually trying to make the push. Got the barrels going in. They've already gotten 1-2 knocks, and it's just the last member of
51 points after the first 2 games. Skittle Cakes with the triple take. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness, giving him a double take, and that's the first knock. Presley goes down. Team Intel will take 3 wins overall today. Let's check in with the Mobile One leaderboard to see who that will be, and it will be Stick Drift OP taking 2nd place.
Tuesday night was an absolute blast to watch, especially for myself as a Team Intel fan. Picked them to win the season here in Series E at the start on our draft day, and they continue to impress me as they absolutely crush the competition on Tuesday night. You can see 104 points for the squad was their 2nd over 100 point night on the season. They have been very impressive so far this season. So love to see that from them. Stick Drift OP came in 2nd place, and they were followed up by Team Cheez-It and Team Pringles. One of the better open night performances we've seen from Team Cheez-It this season. And meanwhile, Pringles having a solid point total, but considering they were essentially doubled up by Team Intel, isn't doing them any favors if they're going to try to close in on Intel for 1st place this season. They're looking for that repeat championship, and it's looking very difficult. Now let's take a little bit of a deeper dive here on Team Intel's performance on Tuesday night as we pull up some of their stats from that night. And they absolutely crushed the competition. I already said it, but this just shows it even further. Through 6 games, the team got 55 kills, so over half of their points just coming from slaying out. Their average placement of 3.5 was impressive, and not surprising though, considering they finished in the top 5 in 5 of the 6 games with 3 wins. They won the first 2 games and then closed the night on a win in game number 6. Also with the squad averaging over 3,600 damage per game, Intel was just frying anybody they could see. So Intel, with a very strong performance here, secures them their 3rd open night victory of the season, which is a very impressive total. They now hold a 94-point lead over Team Pringles in the cumulative standings, which we will break down more here in a little bit. But Intel has got to be feeling very good with just 2 more weeks remaining in the season. Now let's check out our open team standings. I've mentioned it throughout the season, but all of our open squads are fighting for a secured spot next season. Whoever finishes at the top of these standings will automatically qualify for Season 4 of Series E. And currently, Benchwarmers still control that, but Stickdrift OP getting some points on the board. The problem is the season is running out. Only 2 more open nights left ahead, and it appears like Sniper Meta, BDP, and PSS are the only squads that will likely be able to threaten the Benchwarmers for that guaranteed slot, but we'll have to see how things finish up here in the final 2 weeks. Now let's move on to Wednesday night. Intel coming off of an impressive performance on Tuesday. We're looking to carry some momentum into the competition with the pro teams. Meanwhile, Splash was looking to have a bounce back after a bit of a letdown Tuesday night. Also, you've got some of the biggest squads in North America, TSM, C9, G2, all coming out to compete with our partnered squad. So let's see how all of the action shook out on Wednesday. It's day 2 of Splash Week, and that means pro night here tonight.
Be Cloud9 looking to try and make the push on in. It's going to be Cloud9 going in, getting the 2 knocks.
The rest of these teams do is now Cloud9 is eating some gas over here. It looks like they were able to take out Team Intel. Now TSM comes through with the third party. There's the Havoc coming through. There's the Scout.
For him, but all 3 members are on the ground, and there they go. They will be able to get the cleanup, but another third party coming in. But Gentrifying is doing so much work. The PK is enough to take out Gibby. Left in the 1v1. Hits for the 102. He just needs one more pump in. Pulls out the R301. Instead, fighting around the bubble. Drop down to about 90 HP. The caustic gas still being a nuisance to him, but he players remaining as G2. They're out. They do not have Designful. It's just Resulta here securing the thirst at least onto Finicky, but Mollis will be able to finish him off. Now Cheezer down to 8.
Coming through. I mean, there's no way he gets this Jameson.
Wait, Clint actually hit the reset. Maybe they actually let him get it to get the additional kill point, but they're not going to risk it at all whatsoever as well. So Mooney needs to be able to get it down. It's going to be the bubble forward as they try and force them in, and there it is. The Nox gas grenade comes in, get the full connect. They should be able to get the Nox, but no, it's going to be Styx that takes out Mooney first. So now it's a 3v2 for Pop-Tart. 303, just wipe them out. What?
The building. Hal's actually going to go and call for a roof charge, but if you claim her up, that's basically suicide. They're already sitting up there. Unfortunately, that's going to be all she wrote for TSM, unless Hal's able to get nutty with this 3v1.
Renegades barrel in for that final 3v1.
It's kind of tough to predict that's going to go over towards the thermal station side when you're so focused on fighting. But speaking of fighting, Rice Krispie Treats is going to have one down. That seems Sono gets thirsted by Zera Tricky as Hakula is going to come around the corner with the spray, and now it's just one player alive over here, and this was what Razor does so well. Once they get the advantages, we saw the clips from yesterday's open day. Hakula was playing amazing when he gets the advantages.
An eye on it. Xstep versus CLG taking place once again, and it's up to Klain once more. The trades have come out, and this is what we were talking about. TSM move in for the third party, but another team's actually shown up for this one, and so TSM are just trying to secure these thirsts on the ground first, and then fight for this 3v3. Imperial Owl is the first one to go down on the TSM side. That's going to be the Pittsburgh Knights picking up 2. Snipe down the only one left, and the Knights absolutely murder anyone ahead of him. The 91 narrowly missing out on that knock, but here comes the Thermite just to flush them out of that position. Big connect as well. He gets the knock onto Tech, and now they're going to be able to finish off the rest of Team Era versus Pop-Tarts on the other end. Pop-Tarts not forcing the issue quite yet. Bronzy gets the bat off, but it's not enough. It's down to a 3v2 now. Team Pop-Tarts down to a 2v1. And it's going to be Pop-Tarts, the slow towards where Gentrifying is. But here we go. CLG versus Xset. Clarify has answered back, taking out Vatra at the very least. But now it's down to a 1v1. Does Kenny have enough left in the tank? He's got a Mozambique, and he just charges right into the Mastiff of Bird. Liquid, but doesn't even matter. They just run right past it now. They're trying to fight back with these nades, but they're cornered inside the car for now as the knock comes out onto Flanker. Gibby does fall to Fun, bringing it down to a 1v2, but they've got the man advantage. They'll be able to finish off Team Liquid.
The shots were perfectly executed as well, and now Rice Krispie Treats coming in with a nicely timed third party. Shots are looking solid as well as Pow Pow is going to eat it. And Sona is going to go in on this one, and that's going to be Renegades going down.
2 for CLG as G2 now are about to take the win here in game number 4.
There it is. Nicely done. I mean, you can't get much better than that. He's going to have to portal right back, and he's actually going to end up dying to the zone. Players in teams like TSM and Imperial Hal now. Wow, Alvarez getting sent on by turns. immediate knocks coming through onto Zach as well, and now Naughty's going to be finished.
About to get sandwiched by multiple teams. It's Era that's playing off of Harvester right now. As big connects come out from Tech, and he instantly makes the call. They're going to send it right into the bubble. They've got the EVA 8 out, hits for Flesh. That Stink going down first. Instantly answered back by Kodagami, though it's still a 2v2. But Bowser gives him the man advantage.
Possible, and then slowly move in with this circle. Jump pad is down. Looks like they want to go and just brawl inside here because they see the team is healing. Psycho plays coming in from Hal, but that's what you want to see. They also have the next bubble from Prize if they need to use it.
To the low, Baxlon takes out Imperial. Hal Breezy will fall as well. Baxlon is putting in work, and TSM get knocked out, but here comes G2 to get the back-to-back left in a 3v1 once again. G2 will be able to finish it off. The news here, multiple teams in the area now dropping down to finish off this Gibraltar, hitting for Flesh twice. He got a quick armor swap off, but the EVA 8's going to be enough, taking out Bowser. Stunny answers back, and still the 2v1 for Team Razor here. Zera should not be taking a 1v1 though. He needs the backup. Stunny is keeping this alive, and now this is a scary situation. You can see the Crypto player, he has less than 100 HP to his name as he chases after the last member. Does get that. Will he be able to punish it? Here's Pringles though, still over at Fragment, trying to make a push now. So we've been having a lot of action with this ring closing, surprisingly enough. 303 do get finished off in the meantime, but Pringles now trying to hold this building. They get challenged. The bubble has gone down. Phony, despite getting cracked, will continue to push forward. That's going to be sniped down. Going down. Kills from above. It's going to be a 1v2. They have the armor swaps. There's the knock. Z Davis. He just needs to connect with these shots, but now he's been cracked as he goes for the drop down. Misses almost everything on that R99, but he pulls it out one more time. And does he clutch up? No! Just a moment as we check in with the Mobile 1 leaderboard. We got a lot of teams fighting for that top place, and G2 will be able to secure the bag.
Wednesday night was action-packed from start to finish, and once the dust settled, G2 Esports were on top of Pro Night once again. They've now won back-to-back Pro Nights here this season, and they did 3 in a row to kick things off, so they continue to absolutely crush it when the best of the best come to compete. They end up beating out the Pittsburgh Knights, who grabbed second place, and then Renegades, TSM, and Applejacks round out the top 5. Meanwhile, Team Intel had their gap of first place closed just a little bit as Pringles finished just ahead of them in 6th place, but they're still feeling really darn good. Meanwhile, Team Rice Krispies Treats with another rough performance, though they had more than 1 point this week, grabbing 10 for themselves on Wednesday night. Now let's look at our cumulative standings for the season here. I've mentioned it multiple times as Team Intel leads by 94 points in first place, but the most interesting race going into the final 2 weeks of the season is going to be for 4th place. Those top 4 teams are safe from relegation and automatically qualify for the next season of Series E, so that 4th place slot is extremely important. Pop-Tarts currently controls it for the 2nd week in a row, and Team Splash is trying to inch up on them, but the interesting thing is Team Applejacks and Cheez-It have jumped up into this conversation. Both squads had solid performances this week and now sit less than 100 points behind Pop-Tarts. Now, they are certainly running out of time to close this gap as we only have 2 more weeks remaining in the season, but they have at very least given themselves the opportunity to fight to keep their spot in Series E. So we'll have to see how that race shakes out over the last couple weeks. Now, as we look forward to next week, it will be week 10 here on Series E, and we're closing in on the end of the season. When I'm looking to predict squads to finish at the top next week, I'm looking for Team Intel on Tuesday again. They've won 3 open nights so far this season. They look extremely strong, and they are playing some of their best Apex Legends that we've seen right now. They continue to be extremely consistent, and I'm taking them on Tuesday night. When I look towards Wednesday, I'm thinking it's going to be TSM. While they have struggled to top the charts here very consistently, they are in the top 5 almost every single week. And even playing with a sub this week, they still looked extremely strong. TSM seems to be scaling up towards the start of the ALGS Pro League first split, and I'm thinking the time is right for them to grab a first place. So it's Intel for me on Tuesday and TSM on Wednesday. Make sure you don't miss out on all the action. We'll kick things off at 4 p.m. Pacific right here at twitch.tv/esportsarena on both Tuesday and Wednesday night. Now it is time for my favorite segment of the show here every week, and that's What's Up Apex Twitter. This segment is an opportunity for me to talk about what the community is discussing at large, or maybe even just highlight some members of said community that I feel deserve some love. And this week, I want to talk about Stella. Now, the Game Hers Awards are coming up here very soon, and it is an award show to recognize women and femme-identifying people of marginalized genders in all aspects of gaming. First of all, I do want to say this is awesome. I think it is great to recognize all of these people for their achievements and their contributions to the gaming and esports communities as a whole. And we found out just yesterday morning that our friend Stella, who is a producer and host over at IGN and also has casted with us here on Series E, does a ton of work, was nominated for the Best On-Camera Talent category for the Game Hers Awards. I think this is a fantastic recognition. Stella is fantastic at her job. Love watching her do her work, and we wish her the best. And we do want to encourage you guys, as voting does open up on September 13th. If you guys enjoy Stella as much as we do, please consider going and throwing some votes her way. So make sure to check that out. Congratulations to Stella, and we wish you the best. Now let's talk competitive Apex news. Not a ton of events outside of Series E going on lately, but do want to highlight that the Box Fight Championship Apex Cup number 5 did happen over last weekend, and Space Station Gaming ended up coming out on top. So congratulations to them. One of the squads, of course, that did get an automatic qualification invite for the ALGS Pro League first split. We're excited to see them compete there, and obviously they're starting to ramp up for that competition with this win in the Box Fight Championship last weekend. But the big news to talk about in the Apex competitive scene right now is obviously the ALGS Pro League coming up. And what's very important is the preseason qualifiers start this weekend on September 11th. Now, there will be 4 weekends leading up to the ALGS Pro League of qualifiers, and the winners of all 4 will automatically qualify, and then the next 16 teams in the standings from those 4 weekends will then qualify as well. So 20 teams are available to qualify to fill out the other half of the next ALGS Pro League split. A lot of our squads will be competing. Players mixing up the rosters definitely here as they prepare for this Pro League split. It'll be interesting to see how these changes improve, or maybe not so much, these players play, but we are very excited to see all of our Series E pros competing. We wish them the best of luck. Don't forget, all of that competition kicks off this Saturday at September 11th. A lot on the line for all of these teams. Finally, the last thing we'll touch on here is just some general Apex Legends news. We did get an announcement yesterday morning of a new patch and a coming event for the season. This event is going to include a Rampart takeover of a POI on World's Edge near Lava City, which looks very interesting, as well as a bit of a takeover in arenas, with Rampart offering some new interesting twists on the game mode. Looking forward to seeing how that breaks down. But some of the most interesting news came out of the patch notes that we are getting. We're going to see some buffs to Rampart, allowing Rampart to move around with her ultimate, which will be an interesting change, and we'll have to see if that pushes Rampart into the meta. Also, Bloodhound getting a bit of a nice quality of life buff that shouldn't be too bad. I think players are certainly still looking for some nerfs to his gameplay as a whole, but the change to Bloodhound just adds more clarity with the information he provides to his team, and I think it's a nice little look at the legend. Also, the Hemlock will be getting a little buff on its hipfire accuracy, which is nice for the weapon. It has seen lower and lower rates of play over the last about year, so they'll be looking to get that back to a stable place. Meanwhile, we're seeing some nerfs to Revenant and Octane, which I know a lot of players are going to be happy about. It still doesn't seem to be as much of a nerf as some players would like, but we'll have to see how they play out on the maps. But also the L-Star, which has been a weapon that is just dominating at all levels of play, especially when you go into arenas, is getting a bit of a nerf itself. So a lot of players likely to be happy about that. And also do have to give a shout out to our good friend PvPX, the coach of Cloud9. He has been campaigning about a lot of changes he would like to see in Apex Legends, but one of the biggest ones he's been harping on lately has been the unready bug when trying to queue up for ranked in Apex Legends. And according to the latest patch notes, that has been fixed. So a lot of players going to be happy about that. Certainly frustrating to ready up for a match and turn away and suddenly come back and see you were just still waiting on the menu. So thank you very much to Respawn for getting that one fixed. We're excited about the new patch. That's going to do it for the show, though, today, folks. Lots to talk about here. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. If you ever want to jump in on the discussion, please feel free to reach out to me on Twitter at any time. I am at Caster Y4SO on Twitter. Don't miss out on next week of Series Z. Again, we'll be kicking things off Tuesday and Wednesday at 4 p.m. Pacific time. And I'll be back here once again for Final Circle next Friday at 5 p.m. Pacific time right here at twitch.tv/Esports Arena. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Thank you so much for joining me, for myself, the entire live broadcast crew, and everybody here at Esports Arena. Thank you so much for joining me. We'll see you guys next time.
Refreshingly sweet, but without sugar, 0 calorie treat. They're all our top flavored splash.
It's fruit freshing.
Imagine you love frosting and filling.
I do love frosting and filling.
Oh, well, imagine if there was a way to enjoy that delicious goodness anywhere, anytime, out of the toaster, out of the box, out of one of those baggy thingies, with nothing but a thin layer of foil between you and...
Pasta.
Yes, Curtis. This is a commercial about pasta.
I love it.
Frosting and filling for your pasta.
I like pesto.
I wasn't born in the spotlight. Nah. Had to grind and shine like a star on a hot night. And something about the struggle now resides in my muscles. And every trial and trouble helped to hang my hustle. Real rock stars don't chase the spotlight. It chases them.
Hey, shake it, kiddo.
Love Dad. Oh.
I've got this. Kellogg's Rice Krispies Treats. A little love when it's needed.
Kellogg's, Fruit Loops, Apple Jacks, Corn Pops, Tiger Paws, they're Jumbo.
Jumbo snacks, snack time heroes. Go take them on the go. Cereal, magnified, showing up for snacking time. Jumbo snacks, snack time heroes. Go take them on the go.
It's combo snacks.
Cheez-It snapped.
How's it taste?
It's so thin, crispy, and cheesy. And I just want to keep eating it.
And eating it.
They love them.
Snapped. So good we may run out of cheese.
Stack Pringles flavors. Make new ones.
How much do you think Pringles paid these people?
Hardly anything. Hey, you guys want to stack different Pringles flavors to create new flavor combos? Here, I'll go first. Pizza, barbecue, and jalapeno. The spicy barbecue pizza stack. Get him!
Grandpa, what's going on?
Pringles. We're trapped in a Pringles commercial. They must have taken us in our sleep.
How can we get out?
We can't, Summer. They warned me this would happen, and I didn't listen. Stack Pringles, make endless new flavors. Stacking Pringles to make new flavors. Make endless new flavors. Barbecue, wavy, and sour cream and onion equals a 3-layer dip stack.